Hi. Our next speaker, who I will move on to immediately because we need to get him on immediately because he's an exciting speaker, is Aghil Baaghil. I call him a marketing guru, but he doesn't like calling himself one. He's a brand marketing strategist who has about 20 years of experience in marketing. The best thing about him is he's not a marketing consultant, and he hates calling himself that, but he does need to. He lives, breathes, eats marketing. He looks at a billboard on the street and he's like, wow, we hate them all. Without further ado, let's bring him on. Please introduce him.
طبعا دكتور سعيد باعقيل عنده هدفين اليوم تواجدوا معنا. الهدف الأول هو الحديث عن الإنسان وتحقيق الإنسان لنفسه إنه يقدم نفسه كسلعة طبعا إيجابية في العمل في أي مكان يوجد فيه. والهدف الثاني هو أيضا استغلال السلع الموجودة والمنتجات وتطويرها وتحسين أدائها لإبقائها في السوق وأيضا لتكون منافسة تفضل مستمرة. عموما عشان نكسب الوقت أكثر دعونا نرحب بضيفنا الدكتور سعيد باعقيل.
Everyone, please welcome him. Louder.
This is my book. It's out in the market in the US, Europe. In my interview with Saudi Gazette, they said the book is not out. But no, the book is out, alhamdulillah. Awalan, bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I'm Saeed Baaghil. I'm Hadrami. But I do speak English a lot better than Arabic. So please allow me to speak in English. Like they said, marketing is my life. It's been good and bad. It's been a struggle since I graduated. I've worked hard, very hard, to get all the knowledge I can. I've worked with one of the best people in the industry. I've sat with them, attended a lot of learning courses, and today I can tell you that I'm very happy how my career has been. This book is called The Power of Belonging. I came to Saudi Arabia first time. I'm half Saudi. I came to Saudi Arabia about 5.5 years ago. And when I came, there was a whole total misconception of what marketing is, sales and advertising. Most CEOs, they think marketing is sales and advertising, and you can make $1 million out of it, but they're wrong. So I had to start and say, okay, how can I find the power of belonging? How can I get the brand to be the most powerful thing in the whole entire process? Because in financial terms, brand equals cash flow. You don't have a brand, you don't have a cash flow. You have 80,000 salespeople with briefcases fighting in the streets. So I had to start. When I came, I thought the differentiation factor. I had dreadlocks. I'm Hadrami, not a Rastafarian. A bottle of milk with no name, but the category is milk. So if you put this on a supermarket shelf and you have another milk product with name and brand profile and personality, which one do you go for? The other one. But this one, no. So most people, what do they think in our region? A brand is just a logo. Get this bottle, put a design, let's sit in our office, choose the colors, and just go with it. But that's not how it works. Then when I saw this in a lot of supermarket shelves, and I saw it with a lot of brands, I said, oh, I have to be on a mission about explaining what marketing is. Because marketing is not just sales and advertising. So I decided to meet CEOs to convince them on marketing. In order to do this, I had to differentiate so I can get all the information into the world of power of belonging so I can continue writing my book. So to differentiate, I met CEOs with the name Saeed Baaghil. Remember, Saeed Baaghil. You look at the business card, you'll expect a Hadrami walking throughout the door to meet you. But no, it was this. You should see the shock on their face when they met this guy. They had to look at the business card 5 times. Perception. The power of perception. 5 times. Where are you from? Saeed Baaghil. Nah, impossible. It worked. I had to struggle to meet a lot of them and explain to them what marketing is and the process of marketing. and a lot of them just ignored me. But a lot of them are my clients today, after 3 years. What's the power of belonging? Now, brands are not just a logo. They're not. Brands are essence. They're just like you and I, all human. They have to have a personality. They have to have a character. A brand has to be like a culture. Brand essence starts from a name. If you have the right name, that's 20% of the interaction. And if you don't have the right name, then there's a problem. It comes to brand identity. What category are you operating in? If it's food, different. If it's fashion, it's different. The brand positioning. Most advertising agencies use brand positioning because they want how you want to register the brand in the mind of the audience. How do you want to be positioned? How do you want to differentiate it? The brand environment is the environment you're creating around the brand. The brand culture is the culture that supports the brand into the next steps. The brand experience is the promise. The promise you're making to the audience about your brand, which ties a lot with your tagline. Now, this is an example. We all know Steve Jobs. You all know? Do you know him? Steve Jobs? Yeah. It's Apple or Steve Jobs? It's Apple, right? So this is an amazing thing, the power of belonging. You have Steve Jobs right here. His brand is married, his name is married to Apple. Apple is Steve Jobs is Apple. So what's going to happen when this guy passes away? There's a question. Who's going to take over Apple? Is he going to build up the same perception that Steve Jobs did? A lot of questions. So never tie a brand, your name, to a brand name or to a product or to a company. But he was genius. Why? Because he knows that he wanted to control the shareholders. Comes in the power of culture. You have Rastafari and you have hippie. Have you guys heard of Bob Marley back in the 70s, 80s? Rastafarians from Jamaica were tied in with Bob Marley. When Bob Marley passed away, the reggae music is not as it used to be. And the colors have dropped. Today the colors are spread between cultures, African cultures or even African Americans. Then you have the hip-hop, the hippie culture, the movement, the Vietnam War was tied strongly with John Lennon. What happened after John Lennon passed away? That culture died. That's the power of belonging. Thank you very much.